Hello, everybody. What I wanted to do today is to take a few minutes and talk about probably one of the most common questions that I'm asked in the clinic from our patients. And it's a very good question and certainly worth talking about. Keep in mind that we have talked about this topic in other videos and podcasts on our website, so you may want to go back and find them and add to your knowledge base. But the question really has to do with what kind of a diet should people with liver disease follow? And it's really a great question for a couple of reasons. One, nutrition is very important when it comes to liver disease because following the wrong diet or eating the wrong foods really can lead to a wide range of problems. Now, the main thing that you need to keep in mind is that sodium or salt is the bad player in liver disease. You want to keep your daily intake of salt or sodium 2,000 milligrams or less per day. Now, if you just eat whatever the heck you want, a typical Western diet or a typical American diet is probably going to give you 4,000 to 6,000 milligrams of sodium per day, and that is way too much. Now, why is it that you need to maintain a low-salt diet? What does it do to you? Well, there's a very intricate interaction between the kidneys, the liver, the brain, and the heart on how salt and water are handled. And when you have liver disease, especially more advanced liver disease and cirrhosis and a condition called portal hypertension, the main effect of too much salt in the diet leads to edema or swelling of the body. You will gain a lot of weight. You will have edema in your legs. You may develop ascites, which is fluid in the abdomen. You could also get fluid around the lung, which is called hydrothorax. And so there's no doubt that too much sodium leads to an imbalance as to how water is handled in the body and leads to a wide range of complications. Now, the main thing to keep in mind, and I say this probably no less than 20 times every single day, do not eat anything that comes in a can, box, or bag. Things that come in a can, box, or bag are processed foods. It is manufactured food, and it's going to be flavored and processed with a lot of salt and sodium in the diet. And so you want to continue to eat fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, which essentially have very, very minute amounts of sodium in the diet. The same goes for fresh, lean meat, fish, or poultry. Again, you want it to be fresh, uncooked, and unprocessed. The other thing in the diet, which is most important, is eating out. A lot of people think that they can maintain a low-salt diet if they simply do not add any salt, table salt, to their food. And that is a mistake because even though you do not add anything from the salt shaker on your food, on your meal when it comes to you, be assured that the food coming from the kitchen is going to be very high in salt and sodium. And that's why the food tastes so good when you go to restaurants. And it really does not matter whether or not you go to a $50 a plate restaurant or somewhere that charges you $5 for a meal. So whether the food is expensive or it's cheap does not determine whether or not there's going to be sodium. And as I've said it before, eating out is a hazard to your health. And trust me, I am constantly looking at labels. I'm constantly looking at food at restaurants, in airports, big cities, small cities. It is all just laced with salt and sodium. And if you have to be on a salt-restricted diet, it is going to be almost impossible for you to maintain a low-salt diet. The other food that you may want to consider eating is coffee. Now, a lot of recent research has been written about the role of coffee as an antioxidant in people that have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, hepatitis C, and cirrhosis. And so if you look at coffee, and typically they say anywhere between 2 to 4 cups of brewed coffee, it has to be brewed coffee, it's going to supply a large amount of antioxidants which seem to be beneficial to the liver. So if we could just recap now, what special diet do you need if you have liver disease? Number one, it has to be a low sodium diet, 2,000 milligrams per day or less. Don't eat anything in a can, box, or bag. Don't eat any processed foods. Stay away from all restaurants, whether it's expensive or cheap. You want plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet, and think about drinking more coffee and black tea. Thanks very much for listening to this. And of course, TexasLiver.com is our website, and that is our portal to a wide range of liver, digestive, and health and wellness information. Have a great day and continued good health.